Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of America's Hometown Horror. My name is Mike. Thanks for checking back in on the show. We certainly appreciate it. And we have another jam-packed episode tonight with contributions from our esteemed co-hosts. Tonight we have Kat and Andrew with us here in house. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
How we doing?
Good evening. How
Excellent.
we doing?
Good evening. Doing well. So, before we get into the meat on tonight's episode, first and foremost, here's where you can find us online. First place is our website, ahpod.com, ahhpod.com. Head on over there for information about our show. You can listen to our show and even read our blog. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for America's Hometown Horror, and you will find us. And you can also drop us a line at hometownhorrorpodcast@gmail.com if you feel so inclined to share your feedback with us. You can also leave us a 5-star review and leave comments if that's something you do too. That'd be good for us. And we're also presented tonight by two different sponsors, the first of which is Horror Facts Magazine, a great resource for all things horror if you are a horror fan, including news, reviews, editorials, and other horror podcasts, but also ours. And last but certainly not least, we are now an affiliate of Fangoria magazine, the first name in fright since 1979, and we are partnering with Fango to give you guys an exclusive 20% discount off any merchandise from their store. Head on over to shop.fangoria.com/hometownhorrorpod, or you can use the code hometownhorrorpod at checkout for an exclusive 20% discount on all merchandise and all first-time magazine subscriptions. So head on over and deck yourself out in some nice threads from Fangoria to start the year off looking fresh. Guys, we're still in February here.
Yes.
And we're going to do a little departure from the found footage element tonight because you guys had a unique opportunity to see a hotly debated, hotly discussed release that I think you guys caught the only showing in our area last night, which is awesome. And we're going to be talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or I should say you two will, because I did not see it, because unfortunately our babysitter canceled on us at the last moment.
Boo.
And I had to stay home and watch Bridget, and knowing the connection that you two share over your love for Winnie the Pooh, I decided to watch Bridget and let you two go have a nice shared Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey experience.
We appreciate it.
Yes, of course. So, and wait. I forgot to completely mention. So, Matt's obviously off tonight, but we do have an additional co-host here in studio with us. How could I possibly forget about that person? We have Winnie the Pooh in studio here with us.
Rabbit's been saying?
Filling in for Matt this week.
I listened, but then I had a small piece of fluff in my ear.
Oh, what's
Could
that?
you say it again, please, Rabbit?
Oh, okay. What's that, Pooh?
What was that, Pooh? My tummy rumbled. Now then.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, hopefully Winnie the Pooh will chime in a little bit more
He's not
throughout
saying
the
much.
episode tonight. I don't think he has too much to say about this. I think he was probably appalled by the things shown on screen for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't,
Yes.
he wouldn't
Yeah.
approve.
Yeah, so we're going to skip, I think, news and talking about some other things until Matt returns next week. We might even have a couple episodes out for you next week because we have a little something in the works that might be a nice little surprise for all you people that caught our episode on the Outwaters last week, and that's all I'll say for right now. I'll leave it at that. Guys, so I'm going to pretty much tee you guys up here to talk about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Then I'm going to dip out and let you two morons discuss it amongst yourselves. I would like to hear your opinions on the movie that are spoiler-free up front, and then, because obviously I do want to see this, and then I'll leave you guys to it. So I guess, why don't we jump right into Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and guys, just tell me a little bit about what you thought of it.
It was pretty much what I was expecting when I went to see it. Could it have been better? Yeah, it could have been. I think they've already said that there's going to be a sequel, have a bigger budget. So I expect more out of the sequel. I liked it. I expected it to be a B horror movie with just stupidity, some laughs, some fun, and that's all it was. It was one of the more fun movies I had fun watching it. I don't know. It's getting trashed right now among critics. It's not as bad among just like general viewership. It's not that bad. But I thought it was a good time.
I'd be interested to see the dichotomy between what the tomato score is
right
and
now
what
it's
the audience score is.
60% audience, which is what I expect for that type of movie.
Yeah.
And 10% critics, because they're critics. They're going to be critical. I mean, I think it's fun. Go see it. I mean, you can't go see it now, but perfect movie to just stream. Like,
So you guys saw it, let's see, at the Kingston Collection in Kingston, Massachusetts. And as far as I'm aware, there was only one showing, which was last night, the 15th. You guys caught the only one. I will look and see if there are any other scheduled showings of this movie anywhere else, while, Kat, you give us your opinion on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
So, I kind of went into thinking, I don't really know what I went into it thinking, but I do love Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. And I knew that it wasn't going to be, I was hoping that there would be some sort of, Winnie the Pooh reference solely than just the, figure.
The characters?
There were a few references. I guess I thought that I was hoping, but that's okay.
Well, that's the
problem.
Beyond that,
right.
It couldn't be what everyone knew as Winnie the Pooh. It's based off the source material from 1926, which probably very few people actually read.
Right.
They all are familiar with the Disney adaptation of Winnie the Pooh, and they couldn't do anything relating to that.
Right.
So...
Yeah. No. Overall, though, I love slashers. I thought this was great. It totally lived up to a slasher expectation.
Yeah. I know you're a big slasher person, so...
Yes. I loved it.
This was tailor-made for you.
It was fun. Like what Andrew said, it was a fun slasher movie. It was corny, but that was okay. There were parts of it that are just, you go through it and you're like, this is basic, this is typical, but you know what? You're not expecting it to be this, amazing, James Cameron Titanic movie.
Not going to be nominated for Oscars, Academy Awards.
It's
the acting was what you would expect the acting
Academy
to be in
Award Best Picture winner for the year 2023, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
And yes, the costumes were really cheesy.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of added to the movie. The movie wasn't taking itself seriously. And anyone that thinks that it should have been taken seriously is stupid. And if they think that this movie was actually taking itself seriously, I don't know what movie.
Right.
Because this movie clearly did not take it seriously.
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%. So yes, overall thoughts, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, so, and obviously I haven't seen this yet, so I can't, all I've seen for this is the trailer and, photographs from this. I will say, the costumes do look a little bit cheesy, but they're definitely creepy masks. Yeah. The Winnie the Pooh mask is actually pretty
they're
weird.
Stranger-ish.
Yeah, it's strange.
They're wild,
look at those masks and tell me if someone approached you in a mask like that you wouldn't shit your pants. So, because I think I might. But got a little bit ahead of myself here. Obviously, Andrew, you alluded to this here. So this is actually based on the Winnie the Pooh book, the original book. And the reason this movie was able to be made is because as of January 1st, 2022, the Winnie the Pooh book crossed over into the public domain, which means that anybody can actually make a movie about Winnie the Pooh because it's, no one owns the rights to it anymore. Winnie the Pooh, the book, came out in 1926. I thought it was 100 years, but I guess maybe it's a little bit less than that.
100 Acre
Wood. 100 Acre Wood, yes, but it's 100 years before something moves into the public domain. But apparently I'm mistaken. So this movie, by the way, written and directed by Rhys Frake Waterfield. I believe this is his first, his directorial debut. He's a British filmmaker. This is a British production, I believe.
Yeah.
And if you are unfamiliar with the plot of this movie, basically it follows Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, who have now become feral and bloodthirsty killers who embark on a murderous rampage, terrorizing a group of young university women and an adult Christopher Robin when he returns to the 100 Acre Wood 5 years later after leaving for college. So, yeah, a pretty ridiculous premise, by the way. But
the premise for that movie, it's as if, I don't know if anyone saw Killer Sofa.
I know, you've been beating the Killer Sofa drum for a long time.
Killer Sofa, where a sofa gets possessed and starts killing people. What? That's borderline the same, might as well just be the same plot as this movie. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what did you think you were going to watch? Let's just tone it down. It is what it is.
Right.
It wasn't going to be this magical movie.
No.
And it didn't bastardize Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
If anyone of that ilk, I can't. Oh, you can't do it. Shut up. No one has time.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have a special attachment to Winnie the Pooh from
their
childhood,
I love
as
Winnie the
both
Pooh.
of you do.
Yeah.
But I can, I'm fine with this. I thought it was funny. I'm good. That's interesting.
It's possible to appreciate two different types of takes on the same characters. And, Kat's been watching a ton of Winnie the Pooh with our daughter. So Kat loves Winnie the Pooh, and Andrew loves Winnie the Pooh, and I definitely watched it when I was a kid. I don't necessarily hold it in as high of a nostalgic regard as the two of you do. But with that being said, I'm certainly going to see this movie whenever it comes to whatever streaming service it's going to be on. I would imagine it's going to be coming to, Shudder or Screambox or something else, I would say probably pretty quickly. By the way, if you did miss the Kingston showing on the 15th, the only other place that you can see this movie this upcoming weekend, it's playing in Lincoln, Rhode Island on Friday and Saturday. That'd be the 17th and the 18th. And then on Sunday, the 19th, it's showing at a movie theater in Watertown. So that is it.
Now, I will say, cash grab, 100%. That's exactly. But good on that guy for visualizing this, being like, I'm going to make some money. It made like $1 million in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, and that
Yeah,
they
you said
charge
that.
like $3 for a ticket.
Well, people are going to see Winnie the Pooh and be like, I'm going to go see that movie.
I just thought that was wild. It was a $100,000 budget or less, and it already made $1 million just.
Yeah.
And that theater last night,
There
it was pretty packed.
There
for
was someone sitting
what
on the
we
floor.
were seeing.
Like,
Like I've gone and seen much better movies.
Yeah.
And there was 3 people in there.
that's the most amount of people I've seen in the Kingston Mall since pre-COVID, I think.
When
in a
me
theater.
and Matt
Yeah.
went and saw Terrifier 2,
That was pretty
jammed.
packed.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So was the theater was packed?
There was someone in front of us sitting on the floor.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, those people were weird too. There was no need to be sitting on the floor.
Yeah. They
were
came in
strange.
late.
They came in
and
late and they just sat in the middle.
They
the
sat on
floor.
like, we sat like in the first row in the
Yeah.
back, and then they sat in front of us in like handicap seats, and there were 2 people.
Okay. Well, it just that makes me happy because I mean, see, I had a feeling. I'm surprised you guys were able to walk in there and get tickets when you did because I thought it was going to sell out for sure.
No.
Yeah. Well, you said it was packed. There were people sitting on the floor.
There was no need, but
Yeah.
there was no need to sit on the floor.
All right.
They were
But-
weird children just sitting on the
Just
floor.
weird. Okay.
don't know if it was a
Weird
child.
children.
They were children. They may have been bigger than children, but they were definitely
They're
children.
big children.
They were big children.
Big old.
Not that there's anything
kids.
wrong with that.
Of course not. So, by the way, the budget for this movie, all I can find is that it was less than $100,000, and the worldwide gross so far is $1.7 million. This movie is made.
Success.
Yep. Huge.
whatever it was,
Huge success.
Trash it all you want. They made money off
Yep.
of it.
Continuing the trend of, indie horror movies this year that, catch a lot of buzz on the festival circuit, whether deserved or not, and then go on to a limited theatrical release and make a huge return on a small budget. Between this and Skinamarink, regardless of what you thought about that movie, and The Outwaters, which obviously, The Outwaters, by the way, coming to Screambox. As of this recording, when you hear this recording, it'll be on Screambox.
What was the critics' rating on?
People loved the critics loved
Yeah,
Skinamarink.
exactly.
Yeah.
The same idiots that love that movie
Yeah.
bash this movie.
Well, I would say that Skinamarink they would consider to be more of like a highbrow type movie, and this is definitely not going for that type of thing.
This
I
is a
would
trash
say.
movie.
Yeah, it's a B movie, like you said, for sure. Not the B movie starring Jerry Seinfeld, but a B horror movie.
But now, did you ever think you would ever get to say something like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Ghost, Winnie the Pooh, all in the same?
Never. Never.
And there's gonna be more. Get
I
ready
know.
for it.
I'm excited.
It's wild.
I mean-
I hope it's nice that it's gonna have a bigger budget. That will help it
Yeah.
a lot if they use it.
I'll be there to see my man Tigger in the sequel.
Hopefully,
Hmm.
yeah, because I think he becomes public domain in 4.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't
is
know
why
whether
he
the
wasn't in
sequel's
that.
coming out. Yeah. Yeah, but apparently a sequel has already been greenlit, I believe I read. Obviously, with the money that it's making, I am not surprised.
It's supposed to come out next February too.
Yeah.
And he has 2 other projects: Bambi the Reckoning,
Oh god.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
and then Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. I think it's supposed to be. I don't know.
This guy just
Disney
horror
grabbing
movies, man. I
horror
love
movies.
it. Oh, great stuff. So I know we haven't all seen a lot of 2023 releases so far. Did you guys enjoy this more than Skinamarink? I think I know the answer for you both.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Skinamarink, it just.
I know you both didn't care for Skinamarink. Okay, cool. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment on it. I know I've seen The Outwaters. You guys have not seen it yet. Andrew, this or Infinity Pool?
I didn't see Infinity.
Oh, I thought you watched it on
Crimes
Hulu.
of the Future.
Oh, Crimes of the Future.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
was
never
on
mind.
Hulu.
Yeah, so
That was a weird fucking-
Matt is still the only one who has seen. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So you'd recommend that I see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey as soon as
Absolutely.
possible that I can.
I say watch it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to.
It's
I'm
gonna be
definitely going to.
50-50. People are gonna hate it. People are gonna love it. I hate slasher movies in general. I don't hate. Did I want to go see this movie mainly because it was Winnie the Pooh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it a quality, well done slasher movie? No, not really. But it had its moments.
I think good. I think it's not gonna have
It was
the
more
same-
fun.
Yeah.
Because there was plenty of chuckles. People were laughing.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was just fun atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think at home it's not gonna be nearly as impactful as it was.
No movie's as good in the movie.
Okay. Excellent. So, recommended this movie, but
Yep.
between Andrew
Not
and
rotten.
Kat
Nope.
collectively, not rotten.
Fresh.
Not rotten, but fresh in the eyes of Kat and Andrew. All right.
Winnie the Pooh fans.
Let's see. Anything further that you guys have to say about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey before you cross over into spoiler territory and I leave you be?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
So time now. I'm so rumbly in my tongue. Time for something for something sweet to eat.
Okay, and thank you, Winnie. Why don't we pause a quick
Disney's gonna come for us.
90 seconds for a quick word from our sponsors, and you'll be back with Kat and Andrew after these words.
It's official. The critics' decision is in.
Spooky World is spectacular.
Enter the new black hole.
If you dare.
Or the new horror House of Wax. This year, don't miss the real Jason, Bobby Pickett, or Alice Cooper. Phone the 24-hour Spooky World hotline. 508-838-0200. That's 508-838-0200. Spooky World is just west of Boston and haunts every night from October 1st till November 1st. If you had the nerve, you'd phone 508-838-0200.
It's America's horror theme park, Spooky World.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monster strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
Sleepy Clovers.
Alive, it's alive! It's alive!
The new face of evil is going to scare you to death. Barrett's Haunted Mansion. It's killer this year. Then right next door to the Abington Ale House. Barrett's Haunted Mansion. Eat, drink, and be scary. Go to bhmansion.com.
Wildcard time! Wildcard time!
All right.
Oh.
And you're back.
We're back.
And here I go.
Good evening, Michael.
Good evening.
Hello,
Should I
everybody.
sit over there now?
Talk to everyone next
You can
week.
sit over there. Do you want to sit over there?
No, don't need to.
You can sit wherever you
don't
want.
have to sit over- Yeah, I like to sit in my own.
All right, Kat.
So what's
What
next?
was,
What's the next step on the
Well, now we can
outline?
spoil it, so now we can actually get
Yeah.
into because like I didn't want like the first 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought that was the best part of the movie.
It was really. Get out of here, Mike.
He's gone. He can
Scram
talk.
Sam. I really liked how they did those character drawings. I thought that was really cool, and it was pretty interesting that it started exactly at the time.
Well,
that
that
it
was yeah. There
supposed
was
to start.
there was no trailers for this movie, so if you weren't in there at quoted time 7 o'clock to see this, you were gonna miss parts of the movie.
Right.
Which is why when I told you, but I didn't know that. I'm
Yeah.
glad I told you, but I said I want to get there because like it was dark, like you couldn't find. It was hard. That's why there were people sitting on the floor because you can't see anything, and they were also getting past that.
But Mike's always like, "Hey, we gotta go to the movie theater at like a half hour early because I want to see the previews."
Well, I
And I'm
like getting early to
"Oh,
see the
dude."
previews too, but like we were there on time.
And it started on time.
Yeah, which is surprising. I've never been to a movie that had no previews.
It must be because it's like a limited release that it's. But yeah, I was excited that there were so many people there. Like it just made it like exciting that you're watching this like one-off movie that's only here for that night at that time. Like that was like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like the character drawings are cool. There was like intro was like maybe 5
it was like
minutes.
sketch art.
Sketch
kinda.
art, and he was narrated like
Yeah.
as to the backstory of why Winnie and Piglet are these bloodthirsty
Right.
feral animals. It was just I thought that part was very well done. That got me like amped
Yeah.
for the movie. So it was a little bit downhill after that. Like it could have been better, but that got me like blood pumped. I was like, all right, let's vote.
I wish they incorporated more of that through the movie. Like they only had that in the beginning, and then did they have it at the end? No.
No, that was just the beginning.
But that was it. And then, and I get it's like kind of an intro, so it might not happen again. But I was like, I liked the feel that it gave me, and I was like hoping that maybe they could go off of the book for the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That whole like movie where it goes like chapter by chapter and kind of
Yeah.
thing, and like kind of illustrated
But
it.
even they gotta be careful with
I
that,
know
'cause
they gotta be
that's
careful because
copyright.
that's I know but it's format though, I don't know. But what did you think of Winnie? You think of his whole getup? Because that was one of my notes. Was like when
The
he's
lumberjack, like with the
Yeah.
overalls and like the
Yep.
like flannel shirt.
Yeah,
I thought that was fine. I mean, that's
it's like old Pooh Bear now. His
it's like old Grandpa Pooh Bear just walking around
it was
doing some farming for flesh. Like,
but his face was very similar to Pooh Bear, but I felt like Piglet's was not like it was an older like warthog. So is Piglet's supposed to be a baby then, obviously.
yeah, but there's times past. Christopher Robin left.
Right.
He went off to college, so they grew up. The books they never grew, or in the show. It's not like Piglet in the show.
Pooh looked the same.
No, he didn't. His
like,
eyes
had
were
some
sunken and deep and
wrinkled.
like yeah, he looked like a creep.
But Piglet had the little fang things coming out, like a warthog.
Yeah, his tusks.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I don't know. I thought that
He also was making pretty feral noise. I wish there was more, like there was no dialogue between them.
Well,
Piglet.
the only dialogue he had was like, "You left us," and that was
that was
like.
it.
But you know what? I think if there was more, it would have been
Corny.
Really corny.
Yeah. It would have, like, I wanted it to be like their original voices from like the show, but you can't do that.
Right.
Like that would have been just murdering people, and it's like, oh bother.
Oh bother. Yeah, that would be really fun. But I thought the hands were weird. They had like real hands.
Their hands, they looked like rubber gloves.
It was
though.
weird.
Like, it wasn't very like the
I didn't
quality
like
of
that.
the costumes was
Sorry.
subpar.
Sorry.
As were most of the like special effects. Like it was a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
It was practical effects mixed with CGI, and the CGI was like there's plenty of this movie to trash.
Right.
But you're watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Like, this is what you're gonna get.
Well, and it's like this basic slasher storyline where like girls are going away for like a getaway weekend in the 100 Acre Wood and some cabin.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly what they did. This movie, I will say, hour and 20-minute runtime, maybe an hour and 24 minutes.
perfect amount of time.
Tight, taut.
Yep.
Like, they waste no time getting into it. And
Yeah.
that's perfect. Like, they had made this a 2-hour movie. They were getting a little out of control. But this was just quick, fast-paced. It was over before you knew it. It wasn't dragging on. Like, for that, I applaud it.
And the only reason I looked at my watch was because I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And and I was like, okay, I know this is only an hour, 20 minutes. Where are we at? We're at, okay, 40. All right, so I can hold it a little bit longer. Because I didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the movie because I didn't want to miss anything because it was that much action, like, all the time that I was like, I know if I get up, I'm going to miss something and I'm going to be... Even if I run. But also, we were so far in the row that I was like, oh, I'm going to have to... And I was thinking I could have went under the bar, but then that woman sat on the floor.
Yeah, so
But that's
what was
fine.
interesting, too, the first win, why they... It reminded me of, like, kind of like Yellow Jack.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like,
yeah, actually.
They couldn't find food, they couldn't get food, so Winnie the Pooh decides, well, we're going to starve, so we might as well just eat poor Eeyore. That was a little hard for me. I felt Eeyore. I like me some Eeyore.
Was it worse when they killed someone with his tail?
No, so they didn't kill someone with his tail. So basically the movie starts off with that, narration piece with the kind of drawings. And then it gets into basically Christopher Robin's got to be mid-20s at this point. I think he's done with college now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's with his...
Yeah.
They're not married.
No.
And he wants to show his fiancée
childhood.
that these animals, these creatures that from my childhood, they're real. She thinks he's insane.
Right.
Which 99% insane.
Of course.
She's like, we're going there. So they go there. And it starts to, that 100 Acre Woods is starting to look a little creepy. There's honey pots with some blood on them. Nothing looks right. There's a R.I.P. Eeyore, like, made wooden sign that's, like, gravestone, I guess. And this is when his fiance's like, yeah, we need to get the fuck out of here. They don't get out of there.
I wrote that it was like Carcosa vibes, True Detective.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're going into like Pooh Carcosa right now.
Yeah, that was a little creepy. I was like, oh, this is not a good place to be. And then she dies pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. What did you think of that death?
It happened fast. Like what you said. Like
a lot of the deaths were
quick.
dimly lit and quick and like
Yeah.
a little out of focus, like hard to see. So I think they obviously did that based off the budget they had.
Right.
They couldn't have the best CGI or practical effects, so to do it in that manner was really
Yeah.
the only way to make it. I mean, this movie had.
Oh yeah. But I wish I could watch it again, like, immediately, because I feel like I was watching it and I was, like, trying to take it all in, but also, like, trying to remember everything and trying to write things down for notes, and, like, I was like, I want to watch it again just so I can go back. But, yeah, I think the kills were fast, but they only had so much time to build, like, so much in that I felt like the movie went fast, which I didn't really hate. Like, I
like that it was quick and going, like,
Yeah.
I don't need, like, the best gore. Like, for a movie like this, I just want it to be quick and fun. Like,
Right.
I wasn't going in there to see something.
Yeah.
So, and then, he kills Marianne.
I forgot what her name was.
That's another thing, too. Like, other than Christopher Robin, every other character that's not Winnie or Piglet is very forgettable. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Just in there. They kind of all look the same. They're there for...
There's the
just
cheesy...
to be killed.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they're there. Like, the weird backstory with the girl, like, why they went on that holiday, those 5 girls, I thought maybe that was going to have more to do with it. Like, the stalker thing. And it
they
was
didn't
like,
care.
It was just thrown in. Like, that was unnecessary. They could have just been going on vacation.
They could have just been like, oh,
like,
girls'
why you
weekend,
putting that in
whatever.
there?
I don't know. Just to build some substance.
Yeah, so you don't know if Christopher Robin gets murdered at that part of the movie. Oh, it does not. It's chained up.
I didn't know
like,
what on
kind of
there,
like Texas Chainsaw
I was
Massacre
gonna say,
fashion.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like Pooh is like Leatherface, and like he's just chained up, like without clothes on, like hanging there, and being like, Pooh, remember me? Like, it's Christopher Robin. Like, what happened to you, Pooh? What happened to you?
He's
like,
he's trying to like get pull at his heartstrings, and Pooh Bear's like, turn around, I'm gonna whip you with Eeyore's tail.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if people caught that, because, like, you don't really, like, it just shows, like, it looked like hair.
Right.
But it's clearly his tail, and then he's whipping Christopher Robin with the nail portion of it that goes...
Yeah.
That goes into Eeyore's ass. And I thought that was fantastic. I was like, you're using Eeyore's tail to fucking...
Yeah, as a weapon.
As a weapon on Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
I laughed very hard on that.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. So, like, some of the effects you were talking about, like, the drippy, like, tear... honey snot coming from, like,
that was interesting.
Pooh Bear's, like, mask.
Pooh Bear was just constantly just
drippy,
snotting, dripping, like, just honey
I was like...
out of his face. It was very weird. I don't know what that was all about, but...
that was weird. It said, like, I wrote, it was his face had weird, like, effects to it, which I thought were just kind of, and he was crying, but he wasn't crying. I don't know. Like,
he had one tear because he was thinking of Christopher.
Yeah.
But that didn't help. He doesn't.
I loved the part where Pooh Bear had bees and then sent the bees after.
Yeah, I don't know at what point in between Christopher Robin leaving and, Pooh Bear turning into the Candyman and able to control bees.
Yeah.
But I like that.
He probably
like,
eats
someone
so
was
much
getting
honey.
away and he just like conjures these bees up. He's like sends them to attack. I thought that was fucking hilarious because I was like, there we go. All right, that's a way to get somebody.
That was
his signature move. Almost as if he was, I forget what wrestler, it was just like a slap to the face with his big oven mitt hands.
Yeah.
That, like, and one of the people, he, like, ripped half their face off.
Yeah. That was really
I didn't
good.
see any claws on that rubber glove he was wearing, but apparently they must have been there.
There must have been something, yeah. But that was pretty awesome because it just showed, like, how strong he is, I guess. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, so I guess he could probably kill anyone with just literally his bare hands.
Well,
like,
the Michael Myers aspect is the fact that, like, you can't kill him.
Right.
He got crushed by a car.
Right.
Like the almost as if he was
he got pinned like
Mel
in
Gibson's
Signs.
Signs up against the tree. It was like the same thing, but that didn't stop him.
Nope. I was like, I could probably do without that. The scene when they're in the pool with Piglet kills that girl in the pool, and she's like, she is that, like, helpless victim that you're like, you could get out of this. Like, I was so angry watching that scene.
They were all helpless victims.
I know, but I feel like that one more so than ever. She's just, like, literally walking. It's like a wading pool that's, like,
why don't you just
3
go up the
feet
side?
deep. Yeah,
Piglet's
hop
not even
up.
coming close with the fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah, hop up. Like...
Maybe when he swings it, duck under the water.
Yeah, no, she's just like,
she's
oh
like,
my
no,
God,
my face
like,
fucking ratcheted.
But, I mean, that's part of the corny slash.
Oh, it was
thing,
so corny.
I
It was
guess.
great.
But...
Oh, well, also you have, like, the reason we're not talking about the other characters in the movie is because they're completely useless, unmemorable, have no characteristics.
The Instagram
other than maybe
girl?
one of them has, like, huge knockers.
Yeah.
And she's just constantly taking pictures of herself. And, like, the girl, the one that had been stalked, and her therapist was like...
rooting for her?
Yeah, no, you weren't really even rooting for her. I could care less. But the part when she's like, oh, I forgot I have a gun upstairs. Mm-hmm. She gets it, it's like this giant fucking revolver.
You forget
like,
you
where'd you get this? Of all the guns to be carrying around, you just have this huge revolver that was, like, comically large.
Yeah.
And, like, that was clearly meant to just be a joke.
Right.
Like, they weren't taking themselves seriously. That's why I don't understand who watched this movie and thought this movie was taking itself seriously. Because it 100% wasn't.
No, not at all. No.
Pooh Bear conjuring up honeybees.
Right.
Whipping Christopher Robin with
Eeyore's
Eeyore's tail.
tail.
And then the size of that fucking gun was out of control.
Yeah. I liked all when we first came out and you were like, oh, all the references to, like, other slashers. So there was, like, the Leatherface Christopher Robin, the, like, Jason Voorhees where he, like, kills the girl, like, by the tree with the huge,
I like that one with
hacksaw.
the huge knife, and he goes right in her mouth.
Yeah.
And pins her to the tree with it.
That
one was
awesome.
kind of cool.
That was cool.
The car one was weird.
With the girl with the eye that popped out?
Yeah, when Piglet, they, like, strapped this girl. That was the Instagram.
Yes.
To, like, the road. Pooh Bear takes, I think it was their car, and just, like, runs over her head slowly, and her eyeball pops out. It was, like again, the special effects, not very good.
No.
Like, Terrifier 2, that's how you do practical effects, and this movie, not so much.
Right.
Which is fine. Like, I have hope. That's why I'm hoping the second one, they'll use that extra budget to really... I think this was just, let's just throw this movie out there, make some money off of it, and then we can do it. Like, so if the next movie has bad, then I'll be disappointed if the next one isn't far better than that.
Wait, how much more budget?
They're gonna do it 5 times. So this one was like 100,000. They want to do 500, which is a much bigger budget.
That'll
considering I think Terrifier 2's budget was $250,000.
Oh wow!
So that's double that budget. You better be able to do a lot better.
Yeah.
Just saying, and you better fucking incorporate, which they're probably gonna do, is Owl and Rabbit. Need to be. They were in the narration part at the beginning.
Right.
But they weren't in it.
Yeah.
So they must be holding on to them because Piglet dies.
Right.
So Piglet's dead. Poor Piglet. Rest in
Maybe they have a prequel as the second one and they go back They go back and they go back and they go back and like kind of do different. You know what I mean?
Prequel would be like good because this is set 5 years after Christopher Robin leaves. Them,
Yeah.
Right? So it didn't take very long for them to turn into these.
They could do at least one other movie where
I would love to see
how they
the
turned
first
into
winter.
Yeah.
Like lead off with them sautéing Eeyore and eating him, and then like how they spend the next year crafting their skills of killing people.
I mean, that would be wild.
See, that I could get.
That would be kind of cool.
And then you could have him there. But I think at some point, too, Tigger's going to, once he's free, don't make him.
Tigger will be. When does he come into premiere?
I thought it was 2020.
Oh.
But it might be 2020. So I
well
don't think he could. I mean, they technically could have him in the next one if they release it in 2024, I believe.
Yeah. I thought it was weird that they had like stainless steel trailers that they lived.
Dude, they were hillbillies. It was like it was kind of like they were like it was like probably like this compound at one point where they just all because there was definitely a lot more people that lived there. It's not just Piglet.
How did they get those? It was a campground?
People probably came and they probably murdered them. It's like The Hills Have Eyes kind of.
Yeah. It was weird that they were all like, I was like, so they're living in these like steel campers. I guess, but I don't know. That was a weird part for me.
That was just them collecting stuff.
Because they're animals living in the Hundred Wood.
They're not really animals.
What about Mr. Saunders? Like
Mr. Sanders?
Sanders.
Just a sign board.
Right, but I mean that's his house. Like, so why is he moving to a stainless steel
He's way
trailer?
too big. He's huge. Like that. Oh, so that's the other thing too.
I guess.
Towards the end of the movie, when he's getting his ass beat by those 5 guys that are the 2 girls left, like with like and stuff. And he just takes them. He looks so big over that one. It's almost as if he like grew like 2 feet. That part, I was like, oh fuck. I thought he actually grew. He didn't seem like he did, but he didn't. But I was like, what? What is he turning into a giant?
It's like the tree of the Nutcracker. Yeah. I love the music in this.
It was pretty cheesy, but it was good.
It went with the fights too.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool because like it enhanced whatever was that I thought. That was cool. And I liked the way that they shot the forest when they, like, panned up and had those big, like...
It had its moments where it was kind of dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not get out of control. Shot good enough.
I have a note on it. It says, dragging the girl out of the car and cutting... I don't remember a girl getting cut in half, though. Why would I write that? I don't remember that happening.
No, I don't remember that.
I'm sure it probably did. Probably towards the end, I would assume, because it's one of my last notes.
At the end.
It goes fast. It goes really fast at the end. But... Yeah, I mean,
last half hours.
Overall, I thought I want to watch it again. So I liked it, and I think
I thought it was fun. I'm looking forward to the second one.
Yeah,
like this piqued my interest, and I am a diehard, and I love one of the just greatest.
Well, yeah,
I think of all, and I'm fine with this movie. Like you can take whatever you want and make it whatever it is. It's never going to affect the way I look at Winnie the Pooh.
No,
I'm a fucking grown-up adult. You can do things differently every once in a while.
Wait, and this is NR, right?
No, it was R.
Oh, okay.
It's an R-rated fucking normal. 5 years ago, this movie would have been immediately just right on like Amazon Prime. You would never have watched it. It would have been one of those movies that I'm like, guys, did you see that Winnie the Pooh movie?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
But now this type of movie gets a theatrical release.
Right.
That's what I like about it. Like it or hate it, that's a good move for horror.
Well, it's not even
without
just...
Waters and Skinnamarink.
Yeah.
And this. It's moving in a good direction. It's gathering steam. Now, does that mean they're going to be throwing out a lot of trash movies in theaters? Maybe. But they're only available one night, and you don't have to go see it. You can wait till it comes out for free, or you can rent it. Like, let's just fucking everybody relax.
I think it's more appealing when it's... Because then it seems more exclusive.
Yeah, because then it's more exclusive. Like, you get to go in, and then if it sucks, it sucks. It's fucking... Oh, I spent $15 on a movie.
Right.
Shut up. You fucking spend $30 on an order of DoorDash. Like, people need to, like, oh, I spent $15. You spend $15 wiping your ass nowadays.
Right.
So, for 2 hours in a movie theater, or an hour and 20 minutes, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't spend all the money on popcorn and all the treats. Bring it in, sneak it in your pocket.
Not red slushies.
Yeah, we didn't have any.
You don't have red slushies? No, but yeah, I like going to the movies. I mean, I could go more. I used to love going more often than I do now, but yeah, COVID ruined that experience, I feel like, because everyone was nervous of being inside and all that stuff, and it's like...
But actually, COVID, I think in the long run, it's helping the horror. Because you're pretty much just getting... These movies would...
It's like Outbreak. It's like The Last of Us. It's like so many different things where there's viruses and...
These movies are starting to get the respect they deserve.
Yeah.
Now, when I say that, let me clarify. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Again.
Corny.
It's a B...
Corny slasher. That's what it is.
Fine.
Yeah.
And I don't even like slashers, but I love the movie.
Yeah.
Again, the nostalgia. And they didn't... I don't need you to do the whole backstory stuff.
No.
Like, it's fine for what it's...
Right. Everyone knows Winnie the Pooh going into it. It's not like, oh, let's check out this movie about Wilfred the Pooh. Like, I wonder who Winnie the Pooh is. No, you know who Winnie the Pooh is. You know his story. And, like, when you see 100 Acre Wood, it's so funny when that girl's
Who are
like...
these people giving death threats to? I'm like, fucking chill out.
That girl's like, I think I'm in the right place. It says 100 Acre Wood. I don't know. My GPS is kind of like...
Well, that's the other fucking stupid thing. So they all show up at this holiday retreat, and one of their friends isn't there. And it's kind of a confusing place to get to, I would imagine, wherever the fuck it is.
The middle of the woods.
Middle of the woods. And they're like, no phones on this trip, so they all just turn their phones off and put them away. Meanwhile, this poor girl can't find the place. She's calling them. No one's answering.
Right.
Because they don't have their phones on.
You would think that, yeah.
You think you'd wait till she got there, like, late as usual, turn your phone off. Like,
Oh, my God, yeah. It's so stupid.
The writing in this movie.
Yeah.
Lacking.
It's basic. It's beyond basic.
We all know.
Right.
It's not going to win any awards.
Right. But it
won an award in my heart.
One of the things I wrote down too was like it was so stereotypical when they were like, "Oh, I love you so much." It's like, "No, I love you," and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is like just wait a few minutes, girls. All you guys are gonna die." Like,
and I told you. What did I tell you? You thought you were like, "I can't wait to see how Christopher Robin dies." I said no, because he doesn't die.
Right.
I said he's going to be the Laurie Strode of this.
Yeah.
He will kill him off. He's got to be throughout all the films.
I bet the second one is a prequel, and then the third one, I bet there'll be because I feel like maybe there won't be another one. Maybe there won't be another one after the second one, depending on how the second one does. If the second one is the winter,
because
that would be
I think
really
that would be a
cool
good way
concept.
to go with it. They should bring me on some like you want some creativity thrown on this?
Yeah.
Bring in some other minds.
Right? Yeah.
Bring in some real Winnie the Pooh fans.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
What?
The director's name. I can't remember. I know what it is, but I don't want to.
Oh.
You're gonna put.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Yeah. So I can't wait to see this again. Do you think is it gonna be streamed?
Well, so Outwaters, they just went to that was what, a week ago?
That was only a week ago.
A week or two ago at most, and that's gonna be available tomorrow on Screenbox.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm figuring same thing, 2 weeks, and then I don't know what streaming service it's gonna be on.
Because it's just this in theaters.
Just that day.
Oh.
Just yesterday.
Oh, so it's not going to be...
Yesterday. I don't think so.
Didn't he say this? I'm
Yeah, he did. I think it was just one night only.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was just one night in Kingston. I thought it was... Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just...
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Any other
no.
interesting parts of the movie that really...
But it's going to be funny watching this again now with Bridget and thinking about the...
When Bridget's, 15?
No, I mean, like when I watch it, like, tomorrow with her. Like,
not
this movie.
not the horror
no,
movie. Okay,
no.
She's a baby.
No, but I'll just probably laugh. I'll look at like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and just laugh. And
See, I really didn't get any that much of correlation between it. So it's very easy to just think of this separately as its own entity, which I think is good on their part. They didn't. It's not ruining anyone's childhood.
No, and it is good in that sense that it isn't ruining anyone's childhood. It's not like tapping into any nostalgic things that you have.
They were like, well, maybe they should have had them like these little stuffed animal things. I'm like, then you're just fucking doing Chucky, and like that's stupid. Like that's even stupider.
I mean, Ted was kind of cool. I would say if they did it kind of like Ted, maybe not the worst idea, but they need a much bigger budget to do that.
Yeah,
much.
And then also again, you're running into that issue with licensing.
Right.
Disney loves to sue people, so they had to make sure that they were far away, and they were plenty far.
Well, and you said this was based on the
It's based off the books. That were written by.
Right. Yeah.
A.A.
Wow, you're great with this.
I think it's A.A. Milne.
But
A.A. Milne.
I don't know. I don't read books, so.
Well,
you don't really either.
It's Winnie the Pooh, not reading it.
That's true. Yeah, and I was kind of okay with it. I wanted it. I did, and I didn't want it to be with the Disney thing, but I obviously know that why.
Maybe if Disney want to sag up and collaborate, then they could make they could do all they wanted. But
Besides,
Disney's not going to do that.
For Mickey's Scary Adventures, like.
Well, so
they don't make scary
Steamboat
movies.
Mickey. He's going to be in the original cartoon.
Interesting.
So people could start doing, but then again, you have to make sure that.
Yeah.
So all these things are going to start over the next 10 years.
That's going to be
20
cool.
years. Weird stuff's going to be coming out there.
Yeah.
And this movie just showed you can make some money off this stuff. So get ready for it.
Oh,
we're going to be inundated with it.
Yeah.
We're going to have dare I say, universe of these type of movies.
So it's like remakes of redos.
I don't know.
You're remaking something that's already been made, but you're not necessarily remaking it, creating. You're creating
it's
a
not
remake.
a remake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
I think on that note, should probably
Okay, so
wrap this up.
Yeah, let's put a bow on this bitch.
Put a bow on this bitch, motherfucker.
All right.
So read his outro.
Oh.
Don't forget, Kat. That's the big part.
Oh, okay. You can follow us on the following platform. Ready? Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker, and wherever you get your podcast. Say goodnight, Andrew.
Good night, Andrew.
Good night, everybody.
Later, Gato.
Peace.
Hey everyone, it's Mike from America's Hometown Horror, and just wanted to say thank you again for listening to another episode of our show, because of course, we would be nothing without you listeners. If you are interested in more local Plymouth podcasts, I would highly recommend you check out some shows by our cohorts on the Inebriart Podcast Network. That's right, the Inebriart Podcast Network, folks. In addition to America's Hometown Horror, you can find the Inebriart Podcast, Bar Talk, Theme Park Legends, Retro Redoctopus, and Old Colony Cast. Head on over and give them a listen.